Welcome to Octane Mobile Gaming. Welcome once again to Octane Mobile Gaming with your host Octane. So the event has started and today we are doing our possible deck combination. Now I've got one combination that works really well, and it's this one. Now this one is not basically, it's partly event deck and part historic deck. So the card that's gonna give me my killer bonus is this one's Frozen Devastation. I've got it at 4 pink star. I can bring it up to a 5 pink star, but I'm thinking I should save my Proving Ground coin for something different. Now this one, for those of you who are quite new to the game, has got the same skill as battle skill as hard worn gorillas or freedom fighters, but it's a bit different. This one is nerfed, basically. I believe it's nerfed because it doesn't do the same type of damage with its nuke ability as hard worn gorilla or freedom fighter. It creates 3 water power gem 4s plus 4 water power gem 2s. It also receives a bonus attack buff for 1 turn. While bonus attack buff is active, this hero will strike an additional time. On the next turn, it will deal 150% of the main damage, which seems a lot in reality, but it's not really what we were expecting when we all saw the light affinity deck that came out after I think it was hard worn gorilla. Because first and foremost we got freedom fighters, which was absolutely brilliant. Then we got hard worn gorillas, which was absolutely a delight. Then we got Relentless Scholar, and Relentless Scholar had this mechanics that Frozen Devastation has got on it, and we realized that it won't do the same damage as Hard One Gorilla or Freedom Fighters. It was nerfed basically. Now the nuke for Freedom Fighters and Hard Worn Gorilla is multiplied by 3 keys, so you get a massive bang for your buck. This one you only get 150% of the main damage, which on paper it looks really good, but in reality it doesn't really give you that nice feeling inside when you see your nuke damage going off and the boss's health just basically dissipates and the boss dies. This one does do a bit of damage with its nuking ability, which is not bad. It does help out, believe me, it does help, but it would have been better if it had the same skill as Freedom Fighters and Hardborn Gorilla. Now it creates 4 power gem 2s. With its passive, you get that every 4 turn, which adds to the gem production of the deck. You can get a ultimate gem from it, but the thing about getting the ultimate gem is you have to generate skill points, which this deck is not going to generate a lot of skill points, primarily because I'm not actually running any relics that will generate skill points. So Frozen Devastation is the only card or the only thing within this deck that's going to generate skill points. So we're not going to get any ultimate gems. Now I did get a copy of the main card, which, let me tell you, it's a delight. Because I didn't get anything else from the deck, such as the ultra rare, because I went into the 500 gem vault and I got just garbage, pure rubbish. I got evolution coin, which I keep saying shouldn't really be in the vault to begin with. So this card is a delight to play with. It does give me 10 power gem 4s on my first activation of its battle skill, which is really good. It does give me a 20% increase in attack. This is the Master Collection card. It Gives me 14 Power Gem 4s, which is quite good. On the first activation of its skill, it does give me a revive, and the revive, let me tell you, is really, really good. And I'm going to tell you why the revive is good. Now, this card, the Jailers, we all know is a brilliant card, alongside the Consecrated Wizardess. But, however, I'm not using the Consecrated Wizardess with this combination. So the Jailers will increase the enemy turn count by 1, and it will create 5 Power Gem freeze, plus 1 additional for every 100 Arcane Killer intensity. It's got a 6 turn cooldown, which is not really that great because you have to wait a long time for it to be ready for the second attack, which most people, if they've got a very quick deck, will kill the boss before you get up to your 6th turn. But it's a really good card nevertheless. The passive, however, is what I love so much about this card. The passive is whenever the enemy is delayed or a delayed skill is used, it will increase Arcane Killer's attack by 1200% for 1 turn. It can stack as well. So if you've got the Consecrated Wizardess on the deck, both passive will stack. The revive, however, is quite good. Once per battle, instead of dying, it will survive and increase the enemy turn count by 1. Now, if you die, you increase the enemy turn count by 1. And if you have the Jailer's ability ready to go after you die, you will delay the enemy's turn count by 1 as well. So that will activate your passive twice, giving you 2400%. So that is the beauty about this card. Now, this is the next card that I'm using, the Defiant Duet. Now, the Defiant Duet it's a card that goes hand in hand with this deck, the Jailer deck. It will create 4 Power Gem 4s and 3 Earth Power Gem 2s. It will add Swarm buff for 1 turn. It will also delay the enemy's attack by 1. So it does do a delay, which increases the stack of the passive on Jailers. And it does create additional Power Gem when a turn delay battle skill is used. So you get more Earth Power Gem on the board. And most people ask, why do you need more Earth Power Gems on the board? The more Earth Power Gem you got on the board, the more ability you've got to convert them and upgrade them to Power Gem of higher value, basically. So that's quite good. So when you do your first attack, if you die before the Jailer's battle skill is ready, and as soon as you die and you revive, the Jailer's battle skill is ready, when you activate Defiant Duet and the Jailers, they'll give you 2 stack. And then, basically, the passive on Jailer, the third passive on Jailer will give you a 3rd stack because you die and you revived, basically. So you get 3 stacks. So you get a massive bang for your buck after dying and reviving. So that is absolutely brilliant. Let me tell you, this combination works very, very well. I did manage to do, I think it was 2.9 quadrillion damage using this combination. And remember, Frozen Devastation is not the event ultimate form. I've only got the event card and the Master Collection card from the current deck. But this deck is absolutely wonderful. It's a delight to play with. It's it can be very fast, and it's also powerful. So it's really good. So if you haven't got the full deck and you've got these cards, you can put them together and you've got a really, really good deck. However, if you haven't got, say, the Master Collection card and the event card, like I've got, if you've got 2 copies of the event card, you can use Frozen Devastation as the lead card and use the 2 event cards. Or if you've got 1 event card, you can use 1 event card, you can use Frozen Devastation, and you can throw something else in there to give you a bit more Power Gem or something to do a bit more damage. You've got quite a bit of cards within the deck that you can add if you've got them. So you've got the Master Collection card from the Frozen Devastation deck. You've got Ultra Rare as well. I mean, there's quite a few cards. If you need more power gems, you can just basically go for, let's go Noble Killer. You can go for, say, Combat Ready Crew. They do give you quite a bit of power gem on the board. There is a number of cards you can actually use. This card is not really that good. Timeless Lovers. I did get like 4 copy of the there they are. So I had 1 copy originally, and now I've got 4 copy from not only the vault but the 500 gem vault. I did end up getting extra copies, so I've got so much copy of that card, is unbelievable. But when I actually wanted that ultra rare, I didn't get it. So life has got a sense of irony. But this deck, I'm telling you, is really, really brilliant. So we're gonna go straight into a battle. We're gonna see what this deck can actually do. Let me find a boss that is worthy of my time and of my deck. So let's clear off some of these garbage. So there we go. And we're gonna jump straight into the battle. Now, this is the next combination that I'm trying out. I didn't manage to basically try it out fully, but it is a combination that you can try out. I've got 2 copies of Circuit Break Ilaria. Most people probably have only got 1. Some people might not have any copies of Circuit Break Ilaria, but Circuit Break Ilaria is another card that increases Arcane Killer attack. So it will increase Arcane Killer attack by 200% plus an additional 10% for every 20 Arcane Killer intensity, up to a maximum of 565% for 1 turn. If you've got 8 power gem 1s or higher, so it's 5 power gem 1s or higher on the board, it will increase by 10 times. So it can give you a massive bang for your buck. It's got a passive that will give you 4 power gem 3s every 3 turn. So that's not bad. It does generate its own fire power gems as well. I've got 2 copies, which is not too bad. But if you've only got 1 copy, you can throw in another card that will create either dark power gem or water power gem. It doesn't matter. You can try it out and see what works for you. But this one is really, really slow. Circuit Break Ilaria depends on arcane intensity, which you will be generating quite a bit of arcane intensity via your relics, because there's no other card on this combination that actually generate any arcane intensity, unless I would swap out 1 copy of Circuit Break Ilaria and probably throw in, say, the ultimate form from the same deck. So this is the ultimate form for the deck, Nitro Champs. And Nitro Champs will, let's see what it does for those of you who have never seen this card before, or those of you who haven't got a copy of this card. It will become immune to damage for 1 turn, so you get a damage immunity. If hit by an enemy attack while immune, it will heal for 50% of hero recovery per 2 arcane killer intensity. If attack while immune, become in the lead, gaining 30% damage reduction for 3 turns. It's got a 5-turn cooldown, however, but the passive, each time this hero attacks, it increases arcane killer intensity by 5 and create 2 power gem 5s plus 6 additional if you're in the lead. Now it will generate 5 intensity each turn, and when the battle skill is activated, obviously it will create an additional 5, so it will generate some intensity for you. But as I said, this combination it's a slow burner. It's quite slow because it's intensity dependent. The higher the intensity goes, the more damage you will actually deal. So this one is quite slow. This one is something that you could try it if you've got these cards, but if you've got the Jailers, I would say the Jailers is a better combination, really. This one is the one that I use for farming. What do I mean by farming? When you're out of solo boss keys, you need to kill guild bosses, and this is a deck that I'm using to kill any guild boss. It's quick and it's effective. So this is my farming deck. It's a combination that you can try for farming solo boss keys, but mainly this is my main deck. So let's go ahead, jump into a battle and see exactly what this deck is capable of. So when you get into the battle, there is two ways you can play this deck. So I'm going to play it the slow way. So the slow way is actually to wait on the passive of Frozen Devastation to kick in, so you will get an additional 4 power gem, or you can just activate the battle skills as soon as they're ready. So I'm gonna wait. So that's my second attack. So I need to do, oh my internet is a bit slow. My third attack. So when I get hit the second time around, then the passive will kick in. So the passive is gonna kick in now. There you go. I've got some additional water power gems on the board, and I just activate from right to left because that's how I play my decks, from right to left. And there you go. So we're gonna swap the highest value that we can find. So we'll swap those, and you don't need to match anything else. Most of the time you just swap the two largest, and once the gems are consumed, you do a massive bang for your buck. Now, I wasn't really pleased with the damage output there, but as I said, it's a deck that can do massive damage. However, it wasn't what I was hoping for, so I have to play quick because I'm running out of time, and we should have our jailers ready right about now. And activation sequence again from right to left. So this, I'm hoping this one is much better than the last one. Time out. Run out of time. Okay, so that's a much better damage output. So 150 for Frozen Devastation, and the Master Collection card done roughly around about the same amount of damage. So let's see the damage from that attack. The damage was 568 plus 117 trillion overkill. So you can see the power behind this deck, and I tell you, it can really generate some really good power, because I did at one point generate 1 quadrillion for Frozen Devastation, 1 quadrillion for the Master Collection card. But you have to bear in mind that my Frozen Devastation is at 4 pink star. So I'm definitely generating a lot of power from this one, because it increased Water Slayer damage by 1000%. So if you've got 1 pink star, you will be getting 400%. The higher the pink star, the more damage these cards actually, the more damage increase you'll get from your killer skill. So I'm thinking of taking it up to 5 star to get 1200% damage increase from Frozen Devastation. So let's go into another battle and see. Okay, here we go. There's a Ruby boss. Let's see if we can actually do some massive overkill on this Ruby boss. But it's a really nice deck, and it's a non-event deck. So as I say, you can mix. If you've got Frozen Devastation, you can mix and match. And what I really like so much about this combination, it's the ability that the Master Collection card has got. It's the leader skill. As I said yesterday, I really like the fact that they've brought back the old type leader skill, where it will basically boost the HP and the damage for all Water Slayer hero, rather than just boosting for the cards that's of the same killer skill type. It's really good because you can actually see the health on the boss. You can see the health on the deck. It's 1.3 million, which is really good. So that wasn't too bad. That was a good attack. And the deck is quite easy to play. It's not complicated. You just pop all the cards and just activate all your skills. You don't need to activate the activation sequence. It's not like some that you have to activate. You probably would have to activate at least one of the water affinity cards before you activate any of the earth affinity cards. You just activate your earth affinity cards first, and then you activate all your water affinity cards after, getting all your water power gems on the board, and that's it. Really simple, really straightforward, really good. When it comes to dispelling the debuff, I don't really worry too much about the debuff. You've got Thorns, you've got Traitor. I'm not too bothered about Thorns or Traitor. I just play the deck, really. If I die, it's beneficial for me because, as I said, it will give me an increase in my damage output if I die. Because when I revive, it delays the boss for one turn, and the delay works in my favor, so it's not bad. So this is a deck combination that you might want to try. So let's see if we can find a boss. Okay, here is a boss. We're gonna try out this combination and see how well this combination actually works. I mean, you could use other combination. You could use Frozen Devastation to power up your deck to give you the killer skill. Then you could probably use, say, the Golem deck with Immortal Killer, water Immortal Killer cards to actually do some damage. There's so much combination you can actually use. You don't have to use a combination that I'm using. We're gonna play this deck. We're gonna look and see if we can find some cards to put alongside the Immortal Killer cards, and see where we go from there. Okay, so I've powered up my Circuit Break Ilaria, and what I'm going to do, I'm gonna actually wait until the turn when I'm gonna get hit, which is this turn. I'm gonna activate the ultimate form, which is, okay, there we go, and then we're gonna activate my Circuit Breaking area. So I've only got 180 intensity. Let's see the damage output on my three main dealers. So 72, 47, 73, which is not too bad, really. Not too bad for 180 intensity. It's actually quite good. Actually quite good. Go ahead and see if we can put together a deck using Glorious Golems, which is a deck that we're so heavily reliant on. So there we go. First and foremost, High Performance Unit area, and let's see if we can find some Water Immortal Killer cards. And there we go. We've got our Apex Predator. So we're gonna throw our Apex Predators in. So I'll use 2 copies. Yeah, we use 2 copies of Apex. 2 cards from Apex, the Apex Predators deck. Then we're gonna use our Frozen Devastation. Then what we want to do, we want to get a Dark Immortal Killer Relic on the board to give us some power gems straight off the bat. And then, so we want to power them up as quick as possible. So let's use 2. They're immortal. It's an immortal. It's Arcane Killer deck. So now we're gonna look for Arcane Killer relics, and the new relics are actually just found in Water Slayer. So they're not Arcane Killer. They're just good old Water Slayer relics. So that's where you have to look for them. Sometimes I go into Arcane Killer and I can't find the relic. I'm thinking, oh, where's the relic? Where's the relic? Where's the relic? I know I got 3 copies of the relic. I did get 2 copies of the main relic and 1 copy of the rare relic. So where are they? And then I remember, oh, the game has changed a bit. So the boss has taken quite a bit of battering. So let's jump in and see if we can do anything with this combination. Let's see how this combination actually works, because this is one option as well. So as usual, you would need to power up your golem, and you're gonna need to power up high performance unit area, which is powered up straight away. You've got all that good stuff going, so we're gonna be hit now. So you want to activate your high performance unit area. You're gonna get all those lovely dark power gems on the board. What you're gonna need to do is activate 1 copy of your water affinity first, then you activate your glorious golems, and then you activate all your other water affinity cards. Now we haven't got quite as much power gems on the board, water power gems that is, on the board as we would really like. So we've got 1.6 trillion for Apex Predator, which is not really that brilliant. But however, we have got the ability to increase the number of water power gems we actually produce based on intensity. So we're going to activate our high performance unit area. So the Apex Predator will increase Apex Predator alongside its so we've got quite a number of dark power gems. So we're going to activate let's activate another one. Let's activate this one. Let's activate that one last, and let's swap. And let's see if we get a massive bang for our buck. That's much better. 86 trillion, 45 trillion. So that wasn't too bad. And if I wasn't out of time, eventually this deck would be able to do quite a bit of damage. So that's another combination that is worthy of trying. This one, Dominator Vadim, will create 4 Earth Power Gem tools plus 1 additional for every 100 Immortal Killer intensity, which you're going to generate quite a bit of Immortal Killer intensity thanks to Apex Predator and Glorious Golem, plus your 2 Immortal Killer relic that you've actually added to the mix. These are 2 Dark Immortal Killer relics, so you will be generating quite a bit of Immortal Killer intensity, so you will produce far more power gems as time goes on, because Apex Predator also is able to generate more power gems based on intensity. So it's another option, a slow burner as well, but it can be really powerful, because this hasn't got any top limit, because the more your intensity increase, the more water power gems you will actually create. This one, however, will not create additional water power gems because it's not intensity dependent. Frozen Devastation depends on skill point to give you an ultimate gem. It doesn't depend on skill point to do anything else. Both the main card, the event card, and the Master Collection card doesn't depend on intensity. Jailers doesn't depend on intensity, nor does Defiant to it, but it has got a top limit, because you only can produce a specific amount of power gems. The first activation of all your cards will give you the biggest bang for your buck, unless you die and your everything is reset. Basically, the ability and discard ambush is reset via your revive. Then you can create 14 power gems again. But initially, you create 14 power gems from this card, you create 10 from this card, and you create, I think it's 7 from this one. You get 3 power gem 4s and 4 power gem 2s, plus the passive. If you time it right, you can get 4 additional 4 power gem 2s from your passive, which this card will basically give you 11 water power gems on the board. This giving you 10, that's 21, and this giving you 14, that's 35. Plus the ones that comes from your relic as well will give you quite a bang for your buck. So this one is quick, powerful. Would I say this one is far better than the Apex Predator? I would say in a long fight, Apex Predator will probably come out on top. But I say in a short fight, a short, quick fight, this one will come out on top. This one, in a long fight, I would say still will be less powerful than both the Apex Predator and what would I call Frozen Devastation one, because even though Circuit Break Ilaria depends on intensity, there's no other card actually on the deck apart from Nitro Champ that's intensity dependent. Frozen Devastation won't create additional power gems based on intensity, and High King nor Cunning Conjurer will not create additional power gems based on intensity. So their power gem production is actually capped, so you won't generate far more power. This one is the only one that will actually generate far more power than all the others based on intensity, because this has no upper limit. The longer the fight, the more water power gems you'll create, because the higher intensity will go. The glorious golems will just keep on spawning dark power gems as long as you attack, and those power gems can be upgraded by Apex Predator and Dominator, the Dominator, Frozen Devastation as well. So you can end up creating lots of good power gems on the board. When I say good power gems, I'm talking power gem 15, 20, 17, ones like that. 10 is not too bad, but anything over 12 is absolutely nice. They give you a massive bang for your buck, and I like the effect that they give as well. Okay, so those are some of the possible deck combinations that I've got for you today. I'll keep trying out other combinations. There probably are other combinations out there that actually works, especially if you've got the full event deck. I haven't got the full event deck, but as I said, if you haven't got the full event deck and you've got Frozen Devastation, even if it's one pink star, it does help. 400% damage increase is something. Trust me, half a loaf is better than no loaf at all, because if you haven't got the killer skill, you won't be doing much. You'll just be chipping at the boss. You'll just be doing chip damage, no massive damage, just chip damage. But if you've got the killer skill, then you'll be doing far more damage. One other thing that I would suggest is, if you've got either the Master Collection card or the Ultra Rare from Frozen Devastation, you can get the second copy from the Proving Ground store. Now, the Proving Ground store is something that I'm really disappointed in, primarily because you can only purchase one card from the Proving Ground store per season, which I think is foolishness. It's absolutely stupid, because I've got 56,000 Proving Ground store coin, and I can only purchase one coin from the store per season. Now, we do get a lot of Proving Ground coins, especially some of the time when you got events that give you Proving Ground coins in the collection. I'm not going to purchase gloves, because I find the gloves absolutely useless. They're no point. The Proving Ground personally for me it's just to obtain cards that you haven't got, cards that were in their event quite good, are still good. This one is quite good. You've got Enchanted Empress, you've got the Tristar Sharkatop. That one was one of the ultimate forms that you could use last season. You've got the Spirit United cards. You've got this one as well, Quick and Dirty. So Quick and Dirty, you got Willa, and you've got Expert Isabel. You've got so much cards in here that you could actually purchase, but you can only purchase one per season. Now, I'm torn between getting a ultra rare for the Frozen Devastation deck because I've actually got 5 copies of the Master Collection card, and actually getting this one, the Stripped Rogue, because I've actually got the Master Collection card, which was one of the cards from, it was the only card that you got from last season's reward. We used to get more cards in the season rewards. Now we get less cards in the season rewards. I don't know why. And some of the stuff that we get in the season rewards is absolutely useless. You've got the K-pop deck. So the next light event will be a light commander, and the killer skill will be beast. Next week the killer skill will be chaotic. I haven't got I haven't got anything from this deck. I haven't got High Perform, and I haven't got High Justice Spit, and I haven't got the Ultra Rare. One after that will be Heartslayer, and that will be Noble. Then we'll go on to Beast again. So we've only got one Beast. So we got Arcane Killer, which is now. Next week we've got Chaotic Killer. The week after we've got Noble, then we've got Beast, and then we go straight into Immortal. Now this week, the last week, which is going to be a Fire Slayer, is gonna be really, really good, because this is where the Golem deck actually comes right into play. I've actually got the ultimate form for this deck. I've got it at 3 pink stars, either 2 or 3 pink stars, but I've got 5 Master Collection cards, so I'm thinking to save my choice coin to either get a ultra rare for that deck, or probably the ultra rare for this deck. Depends. If I don't get anything from the Earth Slayer vault, might as well get this one and get the killer skill. So I'm gonna save that one. But I think it's absolutely stupid the way they've done it. We should be able to purchase at least a minimum. The minimum should be 2 choice coin. Should be able to purchase 2 choice coin. So if you purchase 2 choice coin, you'll be able to craft at least 1 ultimate form per season. The way they've done it, you can only craft 1 ultimate season every other one ultimate form every other season. You can't craft an ultimate form every season, which is really stupid, because in every season you've got 5 event. Now in this season you've got 5 event. So first up you've got your water, then you've got your dark, your earth, your light, and then your fire. Now you have to make the decision which one of these ultimate form I'm gonna create. Once you've bought 2 choice coin, chosen your Master Collection and your ultra rare, create your ultimate form, you can't create any more ultimate form for that season. But at least you're able to choose the ultimate form that you're gonna create for that particular season. And the thing about it is, all of these ultimate forms are old ultimate forms. You're only gonna get 400% damage increase anyway, but it's something. But 1 choice coin, what's the point? It's absolutely pointless. Network really need to change. They need to change it. They need to change it and allow us to actually purchase 2 choice coin, because I've got 56,000 coins, and it keep on going up and up and up, because I do play my Proving Ground every single day, and I'm just accumulating all these coins, and I only can purchase 10,000. So when I use 10,000 coins this season, I'm down to 46. By next season, I'm back up to probably about 58 or run about there. But I think it's absolutely ridiculous. They need to do something about that. They need to change it. We need to be able to purchase at least 2 choice coin each season, and that's what I believe. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today, guys. Please try out different deck combinations. If you've got the deck combinations that I've showed you, fine, go ahead. But if you've got other cards that you can try out, do try them out. And as I keep saying, if you've got a combination that you think is far better than the combination that I've showed you, please leave it in the comment section below. And if you've got any question, leave it in the comment section below. If you haven't subscribed as yet, guys, please do subscribe and hit the notification bell. I will be uploading other games as well. I did do a gaming review last week on MU. It's called MU. It's a really nice game. I'll do a few more videos on that game as well. And I've got another game that I'm playing. It's still MMORPG, because I'm getting into RPG games. So some of them are quite nice, some are quite good, but some are much better than some. So I'll do a review on about 5 that I've played so far, tell you which one I like, tell you which one I think is the best one from my point of view. You might think differently, but look forward for those videos. I'll be doing videos on relics as well. I'll be doing a video on basically my 2 years playing this game, what it was like when I started, the evolution through legendary since I started in 2018, and I might do a bit of research on what it was before I actually started playing. So look out for that video as well. So like, subscribe, guys, and look out for the next video next week. Until then, enjoy your weekend, enjoy the event, and bye for now.